Good morning, team. Well, what an exciting time we've got ahead of us today. I've never been in here. This is called the Lees Valley in North Canterbury. So come along with me and I'll show you some scenery as we go through here. I just met a farmer here, Daryl. He been farming here in the last 18-20 years. Telling me about the irrigation system. They take the water out of the Rakaya River and bring it into the pumps. They've got shears in the water reticulation service here. He stores water in his pond back on the farm there when there's low flow, because they go on restrictions when the river's down too low. We've climbed up into the foothills just a bit, and I've got to go right up around this road over here, just slowly climbing up over that pass there. We're on the saddle now between the two passes here, a river down the bottom. We've got to snake our way down and back up that other right hand side there now. Let's see what happens. This is Paul's rig. Paul lives at Oxford and he's off for a ride into the mountains here. And do you call this a...
Okay, this is a little bit of a hybrid. It's a touring bike. It's between a sort of mountain bike and a sort of gravel bike, which is fairly new.
Yes.
So, it's quite unique, but the nice things for me is I got some quite wide tyres that are a couple of inches wide. A nice Brooks leather seat.
Yes.
If you're into cycling, you'll heard about that.
Yes.
And some waterproof panniers.
Yes, so they're you can carry it. And do you carry food one side, clothes the other, Paul?
Yeah, we've got a food for 3 or 4 nights and cooker, etc. in here.
Yes.
And a sleeping bag and change of clothes in here.
Yes.
Some fishing gear.
Oh, I see you've got a fishing rod there too, Paul. Yes.
And I've got my fishing rod. I've just wedged in there quite nicely.
Good.
And, some solar panels to keep the power bank and the phone going, so I can keep track of mileage each day. And in here I've got my tent, my roll mat, and just some water, a few sort of things. I've 3D printed all the racks here.
Oh yes,
3D printed all the connections here.
Gotcha.
So if you see one of these bikes in New Zealand,
yes,
it's probably mine, because there's only 2 in Asia Pacific.
Is that right? Yeah.
So I recommend travelling by bike because it's a slow way of seeing places. You experience the place for real. Everything takes a bit longer. You can smell the place and
you can
meet people on the way. So touring is something I'd recommend.
Good work, Paul. I just stopped back further and got 10 photos of 10 different wildflowers here, so wow. It wasn't hard to do, you know.
Very nice.
Paul, it's lovely to meet you.
Great to meet you.
Good on you.
Cheerio, all the best.
Okay. So we've come out of about 10 k's of windy road, and this now is what we call the Lees Valley. These girls are all down. They're going to be shorn, I'd say, in the near future. The valley is about 15 kilometres long and about 3 kilometres wide. It's typical of high country environment. No dairy farms here at all. Maybe some deer, dry stock cattle and sheep. And there's a big heap of silage there to get them through the winter. These paddocks here have all been harvested and probably be harvested again. What we've got here is we've got an informant on a motorbike to say that I won't get through this next river up here, but we'll go and have a look at it just and see. Otherwise we've got to backtrack about 40 k's back to Oxford. So we've got some breeding cows and calves here, looking really good. Mainly Aberdeen Angus crossbred cows. This one's a crossbred here with the white face. How are you? Hello. How are you? All right. This is where you live, is it? See you next time. These sheep look to be Perindales, you know, clear face, clear legs, bright big ears on them. And they're due to be shorn. A red deer here this time. You see they got their fawns with them too. I can see them way up there and amongst the tussock as well. A couple of spikers down here. Aberdeen Angus heifers, probably 2-year-olds I'd say. This is a typical deer handling facility. See the wide yards running the deer up into the sheds where they can be sorted. Deer don't like to look out. They like to be managed in a shed environment, and inside there they'll be able to get them into pens and crushes. These gates here are how you get deer across from one side of the road to the other. They match up here and the deer just run through and head on up into the yards. Well, that's the full length of the valley. We're nearly to the top end now, and I just come across this lovely paddock of alfalfa here, or lucerne. This one here is cattle handling facilities. See the yards there, and a load out bay there by the big black tyres. See, the cattle don't seem to mind being able to see out, as opposed to the deer, who are better confined behind a solid fence. Now I'm just going to climb up over this saddle here now to climb up out of the valley. So I must hit another one with the river in it, and that's what we're apprehensive about, whether we have to turn around and go back again. But anyway, it's all in good fun on an adventure into the Lees Valley here. I've just crossed a small saddle now. We're going around and dropping into a lesser valley. The third gate. She's getting good at it now. I'd say this pastures here is ready to be cut for hay. You can see down the bottom there the white clover, some red clover here, and this longer stuff is ryegrass. So it's been planted out for ryegrass, looking good. A little bit of thistle through it, but that doesn't hurt too much. It's not thistle everywhere. So you can bet this is into plastic bales in no time at all. Well, we've worked our way right up to the top of this valley, and we've had deer yards, cattle yards, and these are the sheep yards. A lot shorter in stature, bigger areas to hold the bigger flocks. So now we just got to climb up this ridge here, and I don't know where the heck we come out now. But I don't think you could come through here in two-wheel drive in the winter time like I was anticipating. The river would be up and the roads would be too slippery. Well, this is that little valley there with the river in it. You see the white car down the centre, about there somewhere. Oh, my finger's too big. There. And the Lees Valley's over the other side of that ridge and further on down the back. So this is a little valley here with a mob of Herefords in the foreground. And you can see that little white car in the middle there. That's where the ford of that river is. There was a concern. So we're out of the worst of it. All we've got to do is climb out of here. What about we have a cup of tea?
Sounds like a plan, Steve.
This is the top of the Cuckoo Pass, apparently. So let's get a brew on. How come you lot missed out on Christmas dinner? You were lucky you're way up here in the bush. So that's been about close to 4 hours to go through the Lees Valley and back out. We were able to get through the river, I'm not sure where we're going to come out, but we're working our way down a gully here on the way to Rangiora, and we're back to beech forest here with it, interspersed with some forestry. So it's been a good trip. It's longer than I thought it would be to be way up and around there. But we've just gone slowly and talked to several people and made a bit of a restful day of it. So that's all I've got for you for this time. So I'll get this all edited up and I'll catch you on the next video.